live at the National here on Collect TV. And joining us now is Jeff Rosenberg, the CEO and founder of TRISTAR. Jeff, thanks for joining us. What national is this for you?
41.
Oh my God, 41 out of 44. I know this is a 8 million word answer, but how has it changed?
It's changed a lot. I've seen more people, I think, on Wednesday here than the first one the entire weekend, which was in Parsippany, New Jersey in 1984. So it's 41 consecutive.
And back then it was how outrageous that the 1952 Mickey Mantle in mint condition, that we say it's in mint condition, but no one knows because no one's graded it. These things are $2,500.
I thought it was crazy. The Aspen Hotel, it was in a hotel
Yep.
in Parsippany. And I remember walking in thinking the prices were so high because being from Houston, Texas, things sold for more in New York,
It
New
was a New
Jersey
York
area.
price, yeah.
Right. So I remember seeing like Nolan Ryan rookies telling my friend, oh my God, they're $100 each here. We can go back home, buy them for cheaper and sell them here. It was crazy.
How did you kind of get a context of this? Is obviously way before eBay and everything, and I think a lot of our audience maybe not understand that depending on where you were, it was totally different. It was what show you were in, what region you were in. I mean, how did you feel good about like kind of what you were buying, because you were only for the most part buying and selling in your local area?
You really were. So we were dependent at that time, believe it or not, on price guides. So Beckett was kind of our Bible, if you will. But in the East Coast, they had a couple other smaller ones. One was called CPU, one was called CCP, I believe. And what happened was those price guides were really reflecting what was going on in higher grades on the East
Right.
Coast. So once we got those in our hand, we could buy using Beckett in Texas and then sell on the East Coast. But a lot of it was just what you had seen and a feel. You know, had a feel for something.
All right, I want to just talk before I get on to TriStar. I want to talk a little bit about the collection. You were the first person I've ever heard into Steve Jobs. That market is now going crazy. Although I think we've seen more autographs than we thought would get out. And you were really the first person who started hoarding 86 Fleer boxes. And you have a 1952 tops high number with a couple mantles, and it's sealed. What has guided your collecting philosophy?
Really, just what I like, what I love. For some reason, I loved unopened packs and boxes. I loved tickets, and remember, these were not hot when I was buying them. And Steve Jobs, he was the wonder kid. You know, I bought my first Apple Mac the day I graduated University of Texas in 1987. My fraternity brothers were using it to play video games. I was getting ready to start law school, so I thought I need to own one of these. And I just fell in love with the guy who came up with this. I just thought he was way ahead of his time.
Amazing. All right, let's talk about TriStar. How long has TriStar been the official autograph host of the National?
Well, since 2006, we actually ran the entire shows in 95 in St. Louis. And in this building in
Wow.
1997, we were the promoter back when they had individual local promoters promoting the events.
Okay, so how have autographs changed over time? What people want, the items they want it on, and maybe the players and their
Yeah.
interaction.
Yeah, not as much the players. They want the hot players. The interaction is, of course, the photo or selfie with social media
That has changed pretty dramatically.
dramatically. And the other thing I noticed yesterday that really hit me hard was how many trading cards were signed. So that was something else, Darren. I did.
Totally taboo. Don't you
Yeah.
dare sign anything on a card.
And I did it. I had Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle sign trading cards in the 80s. And everyone told me how stupid I was, that I was ruining the cards. And now, you know, in the back room and I'm seeing all of these cards signed. I guess I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think there's a couple first timers this year. I think Pujols has not been out in a while, right? I mean,
Well, he's not a first timer in the National. It's his second show, but his first was actually here in this building in 2018. But he's going to be the number one seller, I believe, just because it's only his second. And so He's in the 3 clubs now, 500, 600, 700 home run,
Yeah, so you
very
need it as
exclusive.
part of the collector uh, base. We saw Cal Ripken yesterday, and I mean, he signed enough autographs, and yet he is so popular.
Yeah.
Why?
He's likable, likability factor. So when I chased autographs, I got Cal Ripken. He was a rookie in 1982. My last year really of chasing was 87. The All-Star game was in Houston in 86, and he signed every card we asked. And I remember my friends saying, like in the 90s, his autograph will never be worth anything because he's so nice and signs. He's more popular today, and they're standing in line. We sold out of his tickets. We could have sold more.
Yeah, and he's fine if you tell him a story. He'll tell you a story. Just pretty remarkable. I think Tony Gwynn was the same way when I chased autographs. I think he signed like 30 things for me. Didn't have a problem with it, and nice gets you a long way.
I think it really does. We always said the same about Nolan Ryan. One of these guys that just treats everybody well. He signed, but there's now more demand for guys like Ryan and Ripken because they're so nice. They have a lot of collectors.
The team sign concept interesting. I mean, Cool Runnings this year. That's a funny movie. They haven't been out that much. The 1999 World Cup
Yeah.
women's team. You have 8 players, and we've had shows where we've talked about not enough women representation, and now we have
Yeah.
maybe the greatest women's team of all time here.
Well, we still don't have enough women's representation. I'm watching the people walk through the door. It looks like it's about 9-1 male at least,
At
which
least.
which I don't want to see. I want to see more women. So we're hoping that by bringing these women in, we will attract more women to the show and to the autograph pavilion. Collecting's agnostic. It doesn't matter if you're a male or female. If you like a team or a group of people, you're going to collect. And so we do want to open it up to more women. We have Cheryl Miller, in my opinion, the
Greatest, yeah, women's basketball player of
greatest
all
women's
time.
basketball player. She said she could outshoot her brother, who was a pretty good ball player himself.
So I'm going to leave you with this. You are not only a big businessman in this industry, but you also are a great collector. What is your advice to the average 15-year-old out here walking around the show, maybe levered in modern cards? What is your advice for their future?
Yeah. Buy what you like. The most important thing. Don't buy it because everybody else is doing it. Buy what you like. You'll feel better. Because if you buy something everybody else and the price goes down, you won't feel good. But if you buy what you like, you're always going to feel good. And your intuition will probably be better than you realize. Just buy what you like. Enjoy it. Don't chase it just because everyone else is.
Jeff Rosenberg, the CEO and founder of TriStar. Thanks so much for joining us here at the 44th National.